In modern evaluations of the Cold War, we often view the conflict as a pure struggle between the capitalist US and the socialist USSR, each fighting to advance its own ideology. What such an assessment overlooks, however, is that both sides were willing to support factions across the political spectrum for pragmatic reasons. Perhaps the most notable example of this is the US support for the Chinese Communist Party in the 1940s. By 1945, the rival nationalist Kuomintang and the Chinese Communist Party had beaten back the Japanese invasion of China in an alliance of convenience. When it came to determining which party should lead China in the future, however, the US made a surprising move. Recognizing that the CCP enjoyed widespread support in rural areas, Washington favored a coalition government between the KMT and CCP rather than sole KMT leadership, believing such an arrangement would maintain stability and prevent post-war chaos. This approach was reinforced by the American perception that the CCP was not as firmly communist as Soviet leadership. Edgar Snow's famous book Red Star Over China described them as agrarian reformers and patriotic nationalists fighting corruption rather than firm Marxists. KMT leader Chiang Kai-shek's stubbornness and brashness, coupled with his party's refusal to implement reforms, further frustrated Washington, representing a sharp contrast with the disciplined, cooperative approach of communist leaders like Mao and Zhou Enlai. As Chinese communist ties to the USSR became stronger, American support eventually shifted decisively to the KMT, but too late to prevent the CCP's victory in the Chinese Civil War in 1949. Diplomats who had earlier voiced support for the communists, such as General George C. Marshall, were later publicly accused of losing China to communism. Now, as always, thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, subscribe, and become a channel member to support the work we do.